All right, EB, so you ready? Should we jump right into the old hot or nots?
Hot or not. So this is what we think, hot or not, based on the topics that you guys have supplied.
Yeah, and that's what's really cool, EB, is that everybody has written in, like you and I did not write any of these hot or nots. They all came from the listening audience.
And it's a long list, Mike, so it's going to be pretty rapid fire. We're going to put it up on the poll. We're going to get the audience response, and then me and you.
Yeah, so let's do it, EB. First up, virtual reality on rides. We've been talking about this. You and I are kind of on the fence about it. We're not 100% sure what we think. But check it out. Look where the audience is right now. Not. They are saying virtual reality is not hot. It's right at about 66% of the audience.
Yeah, last year I would say hot. Next year I would say not. And so the question is year 2 of VR on rides still going strong? And I'm going to say it's still hot. It's still hot, Mike, because I don't think everybody goes to, thinking about the GP, they don't go to the park every year. So it's going to be new to a lot of people this year.
You know, I was thinking about something. We talked about how Kennywood was getting virtual reality on their Skyrocket ride. Maybe they figure out a way to do it well. And other parks start. Maybe Six Flags really screwed it up with how they did it, and maybe another park's gonna.
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be terrible again this year. But I think it's still a gimmick, and I think it's still a new gimmick that a lot of the GP doesn't know about yet. So I think it's still hot.
Yeah. Well, audience disagrees. They are saying only 40% hot and about 60% not. So they're not so into it. Let's move on to Disney and the new Pandora World of Avatar.
Ugh,
what do you think? I mean, like this, a lot of people are very excited about this in terms of the technology that it's going to bring and the new ride systems and just what Disney is going to be able to do. They're trying to say, does Disney take back the crown from Universal in terms of theming?
No. Nobody cares about this dumb thing. Ask me again when the new movies are out and they are wild, crazy successes that break box office records.
Yeah.
Then I'll tell you it's hot. Right now, no, it's not.
Audience disagrees, though. 75%
I know they do, but they're wrong.
Saying hot. 75%.
I don't like this poll, Mike.
The poll is saying, see, this is changing how we do hot or not now. Because, look, right now it's moving.
What do you say? Is it hot or not?
I think it's going to be hot based on the technology. And I think the theming. I don't really care about Avatar itself.
The IP is garbage.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
The IP
until the new movie comes out and it's a hit, the IP is garbage. But yes, the tech is really cool. All that stuff is really great. Joe Rohde, awesome. Good job. Your ears hanging low and you're building a cool park. But whatever.
I love it. So anyway, but I'm liking this technology here. Pretty cool stuff. All right, now we're going to do this a couple times during the show, talking about chains specifically. Six Flags, hot or not, in 2017. What do you think?
No, Six Flags is just lukewarm, always, right?
Yeah, until they really start changing up, I think, their performance inside the park in terms of their staff and how efficient they run things.
They've been the same for the entire run of CoasterRadio. For the past 10 years, they've been the same thing.
You're right. Some parks better than others, though. Some parks are really run well.
Sure, some parks better than others, but as a chain as a whole, not.
Yeah. Ooh, it's kind of, wow, look at the numbers are bouncing around there a lot. Right now.
55-45?
Yeah, saying not hot. So that, this is some good market research, I think. I wonder if the parks were to look at this. These are real theme park fans.
And I'm glad to see a lot of people participating, Mike. You did a good job getting people into the onto live.coasterradio to participate in the live poll for hot or not.
Yeah, this is fun. So right now, 62% saying not. Six Flags is not hot. So interesting stuff here. How about vintage flat rides, EB? Hot or not?
Oh, vintage flat rides are hot right now.
Yeah, Cedar Fair going overseas, bringing European rides to their parks. I like this idea. I think it's a really cool thing because we're getting some rides that many of us have never seen before. I love it.
Yeah, Holiday World here in Indiana, they're getting an old Calypso ride that they moved into the park, and they're redoing it, and they're restoring it. They're calling it Firecracker. What is it? You mentioned Cedar Fair. Carowinds is doing their whole county fair section with all the classic flats that they're putting in there. 6 different rides, I think. So, yeah, vintage flat rides, way hot right now.
Yeah, I love it. Look at the audience. 93% saying hot. That's overwhelmingly hot. Overwhelmingly hot. Good job there, guys. How about Tempesto Clones from those Skyrocket things from Premiere? Actually, I don't know. I guess they're not called Skyrocket. They're called something else. But the Tempesto thing, they're going to a lot of parks all over the country, all over the world, too. What do you think?
Yeah, these are hot. These are pretty hot because they have a small footprint. They give the thrills. They're a good visual, and I want to ride them. So yeah, I think they're hot. I think people, the Coaster Boys. I'm watching the poll go up and down. It's right around 50%, but kind of edging out on hot. They kind of don't like it because it is kind of plug and play. You buy this from the manufacturer and put it in your park and give it a weird name, but they're still pretty cool. I mean, it's a Larson Super Looper with just a couple of twists.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Isn't that all it is?
Well, I'm really surprised. Every time I ride this at Busch Gardens, I am surprised at how intense it is. It looks like something that would not be so intense, but it really does have some pretty high thrills, including that part at the top where you're just going through the barrel roll very slowly. It can be done in a way where it only has lap bars. Although the one at Busch Gardens has what they call comfort collars, which is kind of ridiculous. But,
I'm scared of that.
But I've seen these before with just the lap bars. But those loops that when you dive down are pretty intense, and the launches are a lot of fun. So look at this, 65% say those clones are hot. So they don't mind if they come to the park.
All right, I convinced them. Good.
Yeah, I think they would rather have that than a Larson Super Loop. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you're right. How about this one? Here we go. This is going to get some emails sent our way. The Donald Trump animatronic in the Hall of Presidents.
Oh, smoking hot. Are you kidding me? Everybody wants to see this thing.
I think that even if you don't like Donald Trump, you would want to go in there and see what that thing looked like and what it had to say.
You want to see what it has to say because, oh my gosh, what quote are you going to pull out for the Trump animatronic?
That's true. What are they going to use? Because even that speech that he gave in the inauguration, there wasn't really a memorable line in there or something that
was going to be tremendous.
Yeah, it wasn't even.
I mean, come on.
I apologize. I don't care what you think one way or another, but the speech was not that inspirational. There was no John F. Kennedy moment in that speech.
Let's think about it. Let's think about what middle of the road, non-controversial thing is the Trump animatronic going to say. It's going to say, "Make America Great Again."
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean, isn't
probably.
that the whole thing? It's going to say, I am here to represent you and make America great again.
Yeah, but that Hall of Presidents presentation is so patriotic and so non-divisive. Like, he's got to say something in there that's inspirational. So I wonder if they would write something for him, or his people would write something that he's never said before. Like, that to me would be what you'd have to do. Look at the audience. So 61% saying hot. I think you're right. Even if you don't like it, and it's edging around 40% saying not.
As far as a topic of conversation in the theme park and in a community,
yeah,
Trump animatronic and Hall of Presidents, smoking hot.
Yeah, I think you're right. How about SeaWorld, EB? SeaWorld, hot or not? SeaWorld has gone through a lot of changes. We were talking about like Six Flags over the time of CoasterRadio. What about SeaWorld, man? It's like a completely different park now.
Is this hating SeaWorld? Because that's hot.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are a lot of people who are so against SeaWorld. A lot of celebrities very much against SeaWorld, but they're starting to change now, right? Like, we're starting to see
they have a long way to go because even in the theme park community, we might know what SeaWorld is doing, and they're getting, they're getting the orcas out of there, they're getting the killer whales out of there, and they're building attractions that don't necessarily depend on the animals, but you still learn about the animals. But the GP doesn't know this.
Yeah. I wonder if they change. I wonder if, like, in a conversation somewhere, they've talked about changing SeaWorld into Busch Gardens, like just kind of changing it around slowly, kind of, or call it Busch Gardens Sea.
Right? I mean, I talked about this on the subreddit we mentioned earlier. The subreddit, go in there. The SeaWorld. Why don't they change all the SeaWorld parks to Busch Gardens?
Yeah, or call it Busch Gardens Sea or something. Kind of like Tokyo Disney Sea. What if you had Busch Gardens Sea?
Give me a Busch Gardens Australia, Busch Gardens Asia.
Yeah.
Busch Gardens Antarctica.
Yeah.
That's the penguin exhibit. It works great.
Yeah. Well, the audience here who is in our live chat room voting on this is at 78% hot. So they love SeaWorld, man. I mean, the audience, the theme park fans. They're
putting in good rides. I guess the theme park community, they're excited to see new rides and attractions going in. SeaWorld competing with theming and good rides with good tech. But the GP is down on SeaWorld.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. They've got to do some big changes and stuff. How about the Ride This One podcast, EB? They asked us to throw this in as a hot or not. They asked us, so this is on them. I've got to tell you,
I'm watching this go up and down and up and down.
Look at this.
Doing?
Now, see, I listened to the latest episode and I loved it. It is so dirty It is so nasty, but I love the hosts. I love their voices because the voices are so different and they're not what we're used to hearing in theme park podcasts. I love it. I am in love with this podcast. It only comes out twice a month. I wish it was more. I want more.
It's raunchy and it's fun. And Mike, I think that especially now in the podcast community, you better have something different.
Yes.
Ride This One is different.
Yes.
So I'm going to say hot.
Yeah, I say it's hot too. I think the audience is having a little fun because Nathan is in the chat room and he's kind of joking around with them. So it says 67% or 68% not, but I think they're just having fun in that chat room right now. Like, I think that's what... I think that's what's going on. I think they're trolling.
These are the same people that said CoasterRadio is not.
Yeah, that's exactly. I think they're having some fun in there. But I got to say, this is not something you want to listen to with your kids around. But there are a lot of... I think what's fun about Ride This One is that a lot of the same catchphrases and jokes from this podcast have made their way over to that one, too.
I think the subtitle of the podcast is Ride This One, inspired by CoasterRadio.
I think it might be. So, and they're always nice. They give us a lot of shout outs on that show and talk about fun things we've done. And I think a lot of the people who show up at our meetups are actually voices on the Ride This One podcast. So that's kind of fun.
All right.
So good for those guys. They're doing a good job. How about RMCs in 2017? Are they hot?
Yeah, that's still hot, Mike.
It still is. I agree with you.
It's still hot. I think everybody was jealous that other parks were getting RMC roller coasters last year.
Yeah.
This year, I feel like people are seeing enough of them that they feel like everybody's going to get one.
Yeah.
Right, eventually.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that, like, as people are riding them, even, like, general public people, they're like, wow, that's a roller coaster I've never been on before.
Yeah, as long as it's not launched.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I bet you we don't see many more of those from them until the technology is, solid. But I think even with that, even with Lightning Rod, it's still a hot company. It's still a hot property. People want those rides. They want the retrofits and they want new ones. So,
yeah, RMCs are hot, Mike. All right, we got to burn through these, Mike.
Yeah, look at that. 90% though saying hot. So that's pretty good. How about peak pricing at destination parks? This is what's happening at Magic Kingdom. On certain days, it costs more to go to Magic Kingdom than on other days.
Yeah, based on attendance, the price is going to rise and fall. Peak pricing at destination parks, hot or not? It's not, Mike.
Yeah,
it's not. I don't like it. It's too soon.
Me neither. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Audience agrees.
I think eventually I'm going to be into it, but I feel like we got to perfect the fast lane. We got to perfect the new kind of queue lines like we're rumored to be seeing at the Pandora park, where we don't actually have queue lines, and then you won't necessarily need it. Don't do peak pricing.
Yeah. 62% of the audience says not on that one. So how about the all-season dining plans? We talked a little earlier about that. What do you think?
I love all-season dining plans. I love the daily dining plans. I love all-season dining plans. I love all dining plans. Because, again, this is a great way for cheapskates to manipulate the system.
Yeah,
hot.
Yeah. I think it's hot, too. 75%. Right now saying hot, and it's rising as people are listening and talking about it a little bit more.
Oh, you get the one-person dining plan, and every 90 minutes you get a meal?
Yeah.
I mean, I can feed 4 people on that.
Now, do you get the all-season?
We just don't eat at the same time.
Yeah, there you go. Do you get the all-season one or the all-day one, though? I don't think you're somebody who's going to get the one for the entire season, though, right?
No, because I'm just going to go to the park once, right?
Yeah.
So I just get that one, and then we eat 90 minutes, and we eat in shifts.
Wait, does that work for your family? Like the kids don't mind, like they will actually, that'll work? Like where you
Sure, because I'm going to get a slice of pizza, and you guys each get a breadstick. Next time, you guys get the French fries, and then you get the hamburger, and then you each get a chicken strip, and then we each get a French fry, and then I'm going to get a side salad, and you're going to get the bag of chips. It works great.
Was this at Six Flags?
No, this is the Cedar Fair one.
How do they know that you are not eating more than 90 minutes? Is it like a computer?
It's
like
90 minutes, yeah. So you go up and then you scan your thing, and it tells you if you can or not. And so you just have to remember to set your clock and say, in 90 minutes, remind me, I've got to stop and get another meal.
All right, there we go.
Eat all day, 90 minutes.
That's great. Just set your timer on your iPhone and do it that way.
Great. You eat like 6 or 8 times.
Cool. Well, yeah, 78% of the audience like in the all-season dining plans. How about virtual queuing? And especially, they're talking about at Volcano Bay with the Tapu Tapu. But you were talking about that. Like, is virtual queuing, it's coming to that new Jimmy Fallon ride at Universal too. Is this hot? Is this where we're seeing things going?
This is hot. This is where it needs to be. Don't price me out of a park because it's crowded. Figure out how to make it work with tech. Virtual queuing is hot.
Yeah, I agree with you. So does the audience. Look at that, 90% saying
Yes.
virtual queuing is hot. People want that. People want that. Let's check out another chain here. How about Cedar Fair, EB? Cedar Fair overall as a park. We're not just talking about Cedar Point. We're talking about the chain as a whole. Six Flags was rated very low. Where does Cedar Fair rate for you?
Now, see, my first instinct is to rate Cedar Fair as hot because they're doing amazing things in some of their parks. They're really paying attention. They're putting the right stuff in. Carowinds, Kings Island, Cedar Point. We're rumored about some big stuff happening at King's Dominion. But there's also a lot of hate for Cedar Fair where they're really neglecting the smaller parks in the chain.
Yes.
Michigan's Adventure, it's been forever since they've gotten anything new.
Yeah, you're right. That is a park I think that really needs some love. I would love to see Cedar Fair one day give them a huge attraction, something that will start making people from all over the country go there because it's a cute little park. It's very small. I mean, they've got the water park. They've got a couple of really good roller coasters, though, too. They've got Shivering Timbers, which is a fantastic ride.
The Zach Zoomer even is
yeah.
People love that. So Cedar Fair, is it hot? Yeah, it's hot because everybody loves what they're doing to the big parks. But in reality, when you dig deeper, I say not. But if I have to pick one, I'm going to say hot, Mike, because the big parks, they're doing the right things in all of the right parks.
Look at the audience, though. 85% of the audience saying Cedar Fair is hot. Compare that to what happened with Six Flags. I mean, if you're the marketing people and you're looking at this is just an unscientific poll, but you've got real theme park fans who are voting on this. That is how people feel. So that's really interesting to me to just take a look at this. How about, here's the next one, colonoscopies, EB, hot or not?
Again, these are all submitted by listeners.
Submitted.
The hot or not topics, colonoscopies. For CoasterRadio.com audience members, colonoscopies are so hot.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that, 88% of the audience. 89, 90%. People are loving that, EB. People are loving it. And I got to say, that was the topic on last week's show. Got a lot of great emails last week from people, especially men, who were saying, hey, that was great that you guys talked about that. I think it was very important. Some people saying it was gross that you talked about it, but they understood why. So I'm glad we did that. So
that was gross, but
yeah, there we go. So
in the end,
Tim Wilson in the chat room right now saying Mike made colonoscopies great again. So I like that too.
Great. Okay,
that's what the Trump animatronic could
That's
say.
what the animatronic might say.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, remember, gentlemen.
That would be good. I'd appreciate that if you did say that. All right, let's see what's up next.
With the history in your family.
How about this, EB?
Get a doc to stick their finger in your pooper.
You would say pooper, wouldn't you? How about this, EB? Using the same name for different rides across the chain. Hot or not?
Is this like the Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth, and it's completely different rides?
Yeah. Check this out, EB. For the first time tonight, 100% saying not.
And I'm watching the participants in this vote go up, but the votes don't change. Not. I mean, Mike, I got to say, though, it is hot because it's happening too much.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is happening. So it's not hot, in my opinion. But as far as the parks go, they think it's pretty hot.
Yeah. It looks like one person said that it is hot. Look, I think,
Lasso of Truth.
There you go. I was like the one person who polls, and they always want to be the contrarian. Like to say, hey, I'm going to vote the opposite way of everybody else. So
fine, go for it.
How about this one, EB? Another one for Six Flags. Six Flags 4D cloning spree. They're getting a lot of those roller coasters. They're going all over the place. They like to clone their names. They're also cloning this 4D roller coaster. What do you think about that?
A 4D roller coaster is unique. It's a different experience. You know what? Put it everywhere. Hot. I love it.
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't bother me
when... It's different.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me when a park gets the same ride that's somewhere else, because odds are the people who are going to Six Flags Great Adventure are not going to Six Flags Magic Mountain. We've talked about this for years. Even if we go, so what? It's just another roller coaster for us to ride. Not bad.
Almost 50-50 on the live voting at live.coasterradio.com here Tuesday night. 50-50, the cloning spree. And I don't know if that's because people hate the clones or they just hate 4D coasters or maybe they just have a bias against Six Flags.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so right now it's leaning towards hot, but not by much. Not by much. So
okay.
I like this, though. This is very cool to see in real time what the audience is thinking. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. How about giant turkey legs, EB? Hot or not?
Oh, giant turkey legs have been a classic standby of the theme park food.
Yeah.
Um, is there anything special or interesting about them right now? No, I don't think so. So they're not hot. There's
Yeah.
nothing special about this. I mean, this is like Dippin' Dots,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah.
it's just always there.
They're old mainstays, and look at that's going up and down. But 58% of the audience saying hot. They like
All
it.
right,
They like
great.
those turkey legs. That's pretty
They
good.
like turkey legs.
That's pretty good. How about selfie sticks? They were big last year. How about
No,
in
selfies
2017?
are not. No. I think everybody who has been using the selfie sticks, even the slow learners,
Yeah.
have now realized that no, you should not be doing this
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. Audience agrees with you. 88% of the audience right now saying not. Absolutely not. So, are we going to stop seeing those in the parks? They're starting to ban them left and right. I think
They're banning them left and right. I think as the new phones come out with better cameras, you don't have to hold the camera that far away from yourself to do what you need to do.
Yes.
You're not going to see it,
Yeah.
right?
And those people who are bringing them on the roller coasters and breaking the coaster.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, that is the worst. If I come to a park and I want to ride a roller coaster that I've been excited for, and I find out that a selfie stick has made the roller coaster break down, I'm flipping out on you.
You're going to find that person.
I'll find that person. I'll find him in the park. That's for sure. How about this, EB? One of your favorite topics, Skyplex Orlando. You say it's never going to be built, but
is it hot or not?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I know that you. I mean, I would love to see it built, but so far we have not seen
I
anything.
think it's not. Every time, whenever I think of the hot or not question, I always imagine Mike Collins on stage saying Skyplex Orlando, and you look like the guy from Hunger Games,
Yeah.
the Hunger Games.
The
hair,
Caesar, whatever that dude's
yeah,
name
yeah.
is. Yeah,
And then in the audience is Will Ferrell from
this is your fantasy. What you see, like
what's the movie? Shoot, now I can't remember the movie.
what is it called? The race car one?
No, the one where what's his face is the model.
Oh, Zoolander. Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
So I always think that you're like the guy from Hunger Games up on the stage presenting whatever the topic is.
Yeah, that
And
Caesar
then I
dude.
am- Yes, Caesar
Yeah,
from Underground with the blue hair.
Yes, yes.
And then in the audience is Will Ferrell from Zoolander. And would Will Ferrell say, Skyplex Orlando, so hot right now?
Yeah,
No,
No.
he would not.
No.
So I say not.
yeah. Audience disagrees. EB 65% says it is
Nope.
hot.
They're wrong.
I think they are very excited about that polar coaster, though.
They're excited, but it's not going to happen, and it is so not hot right now.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Interesting, though. I think the audience would be loving to ride that polar coaster. Very cool.
I would love to ride it too, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Look at this. Next one up. Sea-Pain. Sea-Pain, hot or not.
Sea-Pain is so hot right now.
Sea-Pain.
Sea-Pain is so hot right now.
Yeah. Sea-Pain, though, is like you've always said, the thing about Coaster Radio is that we do this show to basically entertain ourselves. And so,
I always find Sea-Pain to be hot.
yeah, Sea-Pain has always been something that makes us laugh because it's so goofy. But look at the audience here. At least the audience who was in with us tonight, 83% says Sea-Pain is hot. I like that.
Now, if you surveyed the casual fans, I think that would
Oh.
be flip-flopped. It's the passionate ones that are in the live chat room that are loving Sea-Pain.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. So, but I like this. At least our homegrown group right here.
Nice.
It's climbing a little bit. Look at that, 86%. That's not bad.
Good.
That's better than the president's approval rating, so I'll take that for CPay.
Oh.
That's pretty good. How about observation towers? We're seeing these being torn down at parks all over the country, but I love them. I say that they're hot. I think every park needs a way for you to look at the entire park from high up so you can get your lay of the land.
No, when they get stuck in midair, no, they're not. And Mike, observation towers are a thing of the past. They're old. They're old, and they're just reminiscent of a bygone era. When was the last time a park built an original ground up observation tower?
And I think that's why I would tend to say that they are not hot, because you don't see that. You don't see that. The audience, though, disagreeing, 82% saying that they're hot. They want them.
Nope.
They're
not.
People want observation towers, though, for the very reason that I said. You get a chance to get up there. It's a nice
This
family
is not
ride.
a do you want it or don't want it podcast. It's hot or not. Observation towers
And
are
I guess
not.
that's the
They're
thing.
tearing them down.
Yeah, they're not at the moment. But I think that that parks need observation towers because people of all ages can ride them, and you get a chance to see the world from 200 feet or something.
I agree with you, Mike, but the parks and what's happening in the parks, it's not hot right now.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
All right. That's a sad one. How about Upcharge Rides, EB? This was very big 10 years ago. Parks were having Upcharge Rides. They had those screaming swings everywhere. Do we see a lot of those now at the parks other than the sky coasters?
No, I think we've leveled out. I think that's good. So I think not is hot or not. No, it's not right now.
Yeah.
10 years ago, it would be smoking hot. You're absolutely right because we were seeing this thing pop up. But I'm happy to say it has sort of plateaued.
I think so.
And we kind of understand that there's going to be a couple of upcharges, right? Where maybe we have to pay for the, like you said, the sky coaster where we swing over the lake, or we're going to have to pay for go-karts maybe, or we're going to pay for mini golf maybe, or that sort of thing. But generally speaking, we've kind of have an understanding across the theme park community what's going to be an upcharge and what's not.
Yeah.
So no, it's not hot right now. It's not at all.
Audience completely agrees with us, 94% saying Upcharge Rides are not hot. How about theme park podcasts, EB? I mean, we talked about Ride. This one, we talked about CoasterRadio. There are more theme park podcasts right now, including all of the Disney ones, than at any time ever. There's so many choices. We're glad that all of you guys continue to come back to us week after week. What do you think? Theme park podcasts? There's just more popping up every day.
Yeah, theme park podcast. I don't know, Mike. Do I do theme park podcast or podcast in general? Because has this plateaued? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think podcasts are growing because mainstream podcasts are becoming more popular. I think you have a lot of NPR and other mainstream people doing podcasts, so it brings more attention to the niche ones, even like us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to yield to the audience on this one, and they think it's really hot. 90+%.
Yeah.
Thinks theme park podcasts are hot.
That's great. That's really good news. Good to hear that. How about Rivers of Light at Animal Kingdom? It just opened this past week, kind of soft opened. They opened late. It opened late. It was supposed to be open last year. Finally is open now. What do you think, EB? Hot or not?
I don't know, Mike. You're the Disney expert on this one.
I mean,
the audience it's going up and down, but it's about 2/3 think it's hot.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I think as we see it, move from the soft open to the regular opening, we'll see what people say. I don't think it's a World of Color hot, but I think it's pretty cool, and it's great to have something at Animal Kingdom at night, a reason to keep you there past dark.
Right.
So I think that's good. 75% saying hot, so that's good news for Disney. How about B&M? This is the first year in the 25 years that B&M has been in existence that they are not opening a new roller coaster in the U.S.
Yeah, really interesting. And B&M, I guess, is not hot right now because they're not doing anything. There's nothing new. There's nothing special. They really haven't been innovating, have they?
Yeah. I mean, really, there hasn't been. You're absolutely right. I mean, they've had the exact same type of roller coasters. All of their roller coasters kind of have the exact same elements all the time. There's no big innovation. I guess the biggest innovation was maybe the launch wing rider that was at Holiday World. That was sort of an innovation, something we hadn't seen before. But other than that, what's the newest thing in the last 5 years from B&M? We really haven't seen anything.
Right now, not hot. But Mike, surprisingly, the audience completely disagrees. They think B&M, the old standby, is still hot as ever.
Yeah, look at that. 89% saying hot. Are they saying that because of old
They're Coaster
feelings?
Boy, they're loyal.
Yeah.
Mike, that's why.
Yeah, they're loyal to it, and they have good feelings about that brand. And sometimes that's enough. That's enough for a while, until you don't do anything for a while, until RMC starts doing more innovative things and becomes the favorite brand. What do you think is more popular, RMC or B&M right now?
I think if you pulled Coaster Boys, they would go with B&M.
Probably so.
The old standby, right?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be your favorite coaster overall is going to be a B&M roller coaster. But RMC is hot right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, let's go. How about converting stand-up roller coasters to floorless roller coasters?
Oh, that's so hot.
Yeah, we're seeing that with Patriot out in California, right? So that's happening right now.
Every park is seeing it's possible, and every park is saying, you know what, finally we can get rid of this dumb stand-up roller coaster that everybody hates.
Yeah, I enjoyed Rougarou. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it more than it was when it was Mantis.
I never rode it when it was Mantis, and I'm sure I would have enjoyed it less as Mantis. I didn't like it necessarily as Rougarou.
Yeah.
It's a mean, rough, nasty roller coaster. Most stand-up coasters are, but as a floorless, it's better, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure. 68% agree and say...
Sure, change out the train, make it a better coaster. That's hot.
Yeah, that's true. How about cars catching on fire at the Disneyland parking structure, EB? This is just a chance for us to say hot, because it was hot in that parking garage.
Because literally it was hot.
That was a joke one. Thanks to Kevin for that joke. That was a good one.
All right, the audience apparently only 2/3 of the people getting the joke.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be 100% because it's hot.
Actually, Mike, that really sounds terrible because it would ruin your vacation if your car caught on fire or you were in the vicinity of that parking garage and couldn't exit on time.
Yeah, that would be bad. And like 4 or 5 cars burnt up and some other ones had some damage. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. I think people just inhaled some smoke. But, man, that's...
Okay.
That was a crazy story. I'm going to check up on that.
Smoke inhalation is so hot right now.
Oh, yeah. But one thing I want to figure out is why that happened. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. That's kind of a news story when we were recording the show, so we'll do that. How about Disney's live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast? Is that hot or not? People excited for that?
So hot with the GP. I mean,
yes.
We talk about the GP for roller coasters. I'm talking about the GP that goes to the movies. You dum-dums that go to the movies way too much. This movie is so... I've seen this trailer in the theater probably 3 times now.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen this trailer in the theater, there's a audible audience reaction of like applause or like, oh my gosh, I have to see it. Rumble, 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 rumble. People are so excited about this. It looks dumb, Mike.
Yeah.
It looks dumb.
Has Hermione been in a movie since Harry Potter? Is that why people are excited to see her in this? I don't think she's been in anything, right?
Nothing significant, I don't think. But
oh, she was in that Noah's Ark movie. I remember that. Yeah,
but I mean, no, nothing really significant. This is. I don't get. This is such just a cash grab from Disney.
Yeah.
Right, because they're taking the exact same stuff and they're just making it live action, and they're okay. They're okay in the sense that it's fun to see. I wonder how they're gonna do this in live action.
Right.
That's kind of how you go and watch these movies. And yeah, I'll probably go and watch Dumb Beauty and the Beast too for that reason. But I'm not going to like it.
I'll go see it too, and I'll hate every minute.
It's going to be fine. Right? But come on.
Audience says hot, 73%.
It's hot. It is hot. It's hot.
Still, that leaves 27% saying not. So it's not slam dunk for Disney, you know? How about the ugly retheme of Disney California's Adventures Tower of Terror? It's starting to peek through...
Yeah.
And it does not look good at the moment. Although, you got to let them finish it. But is this really a good idea? Wasn't Tower of Terror a popular enough ride? Why do we need this? Why do we need this?
It's interesting because Tower of Terror really has gotten to the point, I feel like, that it is a signature ride. I think the general public, I keep coming back to the GP on this episode of Hot or Not because it's really important to think about what does hot or not mean. I think Tower of Terror is known to people.
Yeah,
right?
It sure
That's
is.
why they're going to go to California Adventure, because they want to ride Tower of Terror. They're going to Cars Land and Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And to go there and then see that weird, dumb-looking thing, that orange and red and blue and the circuitry on the outside, they're going to say, wait, I thought that was the Haunted Hotel ride.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about Tower of Terror is that even though, yes, it was Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, it didn't matter. It was
it still worked. It was just a haunted hotel, right?
It was a big haunted hotel with a great drop ride. Now, you've got to kind of understand what Guardians of the Galaxy is, and I don't know, is the sequel going to do as well as the first one did? Are people going to forget about it over time? Is this character that they have in there who's like, collecting things going to be popular? I don't know. But
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah. Hey, there's a new character, Benicio del Toro. Hey, Benicio, are you excited for the new Tower of Terror remake?
About California, these retro Twilight.
Yeah, are you going to be in that ride? What's the deal?
I'll be in the ride.
Are you having to record lines for it or something?
I'll be in person.
Yeah, see, there you go. A little live workshopping there. Anyway, 83% of the CoasterRadio.com audience polled right now says not. They are not looking forward to that retheme. There it is. Field research that we're doing right here at Coaster Radio. Here's an interesting one. I like that somebody sent this in. Global warming as it relates to the park, because I think Kevin sent this in. He said, will the regional parks benefit from longer operating season and better weather during Christmas events because of global warming?
That's not how global warming works, Kevin. Fake news.
Fake news. It's
That's
fake
not
news.
how global warming works. It's called climate change now because it's not global warming. It's called way more tornadoes and hurricanes and bad stuff.
Yes.
That's what it's going to be, Mike. It's going to be bad for the parks.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Look.
Is global warming hot or not? Because you put global warming and not climate change, I'm going to go not, because global warming isn't a thing.
Yeah. Audience is very equal. Look at that. It's at 50%. It's 50%.
Global warming isn't real because it snowed today.
That's right. Yeah, 50% is where it's at right now. It's kind of going back and forth as people think about it. So,
all right, half of you people need to go back to school.
There we go. That's an interesting one. How about launched wooden roller coasters, EB? Hot or not?
Not.
Yeah?
Not. I mean, I suppose hot in the fact that people are talking about it and people are interested in it and people want to see it happen. Just like we were so excited about an inversion on a wooden roller coaster, and we thought that would just be the coolest thing ever. And now it's commonplace, right? I mean, this is everywhere.
Yeah.
Launched wooden roller coasters right now, I guess people are excited, but the first one didn't work.
Yeah. I went back and listened to old CoasterRadio episodes where we had the guys from the Gravity Group on. And they were talking about like, well, one day we're going to do an inversion on a roller coaster. And we were like, no, you can't. How do you do that? And they're like, no, it can be done. We just need a park to take a chance to do it. And now it's just happening. It's just happening every year.
Well, and then the launched roller coaster, then it was also take a chance and do it. And Dollywood took the chance, and I think they shouldn't have.
Yeah. 65% say launched wooden roller coasters are hot.
Yeah, you're not going to see it in 2017, no matter how hot you think it is.
No.
Maybe in 2018, they'll get it together and they'll make it work. And another park, again, will be willing to take the chance because, like the CoasterRadio audience says, it's hot. Launched wooden roller coasters.
I'm excited to see this hashtag What's in the Shed, hot or not.
Is the hashtag not the What's in the Shed, not Mystic Timbers, but literally is the hashtag What's in the Shed, hot or not.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. It's kind of interesting to see how that's going to work. So that's going to be fun.
Sure. I think it's hot. I think the hashtag is hot. I think people really do want to know. I think they did a good job. I think what's going to happen though is what's actually in the shed hot or not, and we'll have to do that one next year.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun to talk about, like what eventually happened. I like the marketing campaign, though. I think it's a good idea, and a big majority of the CoasterRadio audience saying that it is hot. It's getting us talking about it, and we've been having fun. We had a contest about it a couple of weeks ago. You see in all the roller coaster forums and on Reddit and stuff, people really excited to know what that is, and I'm excited to hear the Adam House interview next week to see if the guys can pull anything out of him. About what is in the shed. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's see. We've got 3 more as we kind of wind down here. And it's fun to take a look at the numbers as they kind of bounce around. We're going to do 3 last ones. Let's start off with steel roller coasters, hot or not. And we're talking about in 2017, overall, are steel roller coasters hot?
Sure they are. All roller coasters are hot. The parks are all growing. Parks are expanding. Parks are building. And some of them are putting in some pretty good steel coasters. We talked about some of the new ones, like we were saying with the small footprint, where it's just this new kind of ride that people haven't seen before. We're seeing the Eurofighter kind of coasters going in. There's definitely a steel roller coaster era that we're going through right now with these smaller steel roller coasters that are intense. And I think steel roller coasters are hot.
Yeah, these are coaster fans in the poll right now, 100% saying steel roller coasters.
Another 100% in the live polling.
Yeah, all right, so let's try this. Let's go to wood roller coasters. Wooden roller coasters, hot or not? I mean, is it going to be the same? Is there anybody who's going to say that they're not right now? Again, 100% from the audience.
I mean, it's a roller coaster podcast, and coasters are hot right now. Wooden roller coasters are definitely hot. Maybe not in the sense... If you're nitpicking and saying that RMCs aren't wooden roller coasters and those are hotter, and it looks like we've got a few people saying not, Mike, but still overwhelmingly upper 90s are saying hot.
Yeah. You know what's fun about this? I mean, just to reiterate, we're doing live polling right now. As people are watching the webcast, they're actually voting. So we don't have these stats in front of us ahead of time. We're kind of like talking about it. And we're seeing the numbers going back and forth and stuff. And right now at 95% hot, but there's still a good 5% of the audience saying that they're not such big fans of wooden roller coasters.
Okay.
Yeah. So one last one here, just to kind of close it out. Hybrid roller coasters. Where do
Yeah,
you
and
feel, where do they come down? You know?
I think that's the 5% right there was saying, wooden roller coasters aren't that great. It's got to have the steel track. And that's the hybrid roller coasters right now. And that is really hot right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the hottest in for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm surprised that we don't have hybrid roller coasters and then also a, retracking an old wooden roller coaster because that's super hot right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 3% of the audience saying not, but everybody else saying that hybrid roller coasters are hot. So
I like my roller coasters to be pure.
yeah, I mean, so what we're seeing though is that people are feeling good about the theme park industry and feeling good about roller coasters. They're not feeling as though we're on a downswing with them. We're feeling good in 2017 about the roller coasters we currently have.
Yeah, and a lot of things are staying the same. A lot of things are getting better. Six Flags still can't pull out of their rut. People are kind of down on Disney and some of the stuff that they're doing. But overall, I feel like the industry itself is pretty hot right now. We're all feeling pretty good
Yeah.
about theme parks and roller coasters.